Hello everyone, I'm Akilan, Senior Product Marketer for Zoho CRM, and today I'll be introducing Canvas to you. But before that, I'd like to talk about the need for something like Canvas in the first place. Now, today's CRM ecosystem is not perfect by any means. It has come a long way from being a simple contact manager to an all-in-one customer experience suite. And since the evolution began, CRM solutions have suffered from three important problems: from lack of personalization, from lack of poor return on investment, and from bad employee experiences. Now you might be able to name a few more issues, but you can always trace them back to these three core problems. Let's take a closer look at them, starting with number one: lack of personalization. Today's CRM solutions don't really offer much in terms of customization capabilities. And I'm not talking about custom fields, custom functions, and custom views. I'm talking about the ability to customize the overall experience that one can derive from using a CRM solution. Now, enterprises have two choices. Either they go with the mainstream solution, the general purpose CRMs like Zoho CRM or Dynamics, or they can go for the vertical solutions, the ones which focus on their niche, like retail, automobile, and etc. Both these choices have a few advantages going for them. On one hand, enterprise solutions are highly capable solutions with the best-in-class features, and you can be sure that these solutions would get an incremental update at least once a year. The best part is they are usually backed by a huge group of developers, sales, and support people to guide a customer through their CRM journey. But they have one major problem. They don't really provide a highly personalized experience to any of their customers because their target audience is pretty much everybody. And that's where vertical solutions come in as a lucrative option. Since they focus on one industry and just that industry alone, they have the freedom to create a highly personalized CRM solution for everyone in any given business. But this very premise is also their problem. They're limited to the features that are relevant to that particular industry, and they don't really integrate well with popular applications that customers have grown used to. And if a business is looking to expand into a brand new product line or a service, they'll suddenly find their vertical solution to be inadequate. Now, a prospective CRM buyer is forced to make a choice. They either go with the rich in features route at the expense of ensuring great experiences for their employees, or they go in the rich in experience route at the risk of not having a powerful solution, which is a competitive disadvantage. But what if they had both the benefits in one solution? That is possible, and that is what we're trying to achieve with Canvas. Let's put a pin on that possibility and move on to the next challenge: bad employee experience. Now, despite being one of the fastest growing markets in the tech industry, CRM solutions continue to suffer from low adoption rate. And much of this can be attributed to the irrelevant experience that we just discussed about. Now, for context, take Spotify, YouTube, and Twitter and the likes of it. These are popular consumer apps that we love to use, and we always have them open in one of the tabs in our browser right next to the CRM tab as well. We don't like using it just because it has great music, pictures of videos of dogs and cats, and people arguing about politics. It's mainly because it provides a very personal and relevant experience to us that speaks to us. But the same cannot be said about a CRM solution now, can we? To an average salesperson, a CRM solution is just a sophisticated database that helps us maintain and monitor, record and monitor what was said, what was done, and what's left to be done. They know that a CRM solution is so much more than that, but the experience they derive is just so limiting. Now, one might make an argument that consumer apps, even LinkedIn, which salespeople love to use, are consumer apps, and CRM solutions are business apps, and they are, it's fundamentally wrong to compare them. But that's the lesson to learn there. Salespeople prefer using, consumer apps over CRM solutions because of the relevant and personal experience it provides. And it's about time that we start to expect the same from CRM solutions. Unless we raise the bar for the kind of experience we expect, it's going to be hard to fix the adoption rate problem. And then thirdly, complexity. CRM solutions are inherently complex. They are bloated with features and functionalities which can overwhelm a new user, which ends up creating a very bad first impression. It's kind of a domino effect. If the implementation is not done properly by the company, it will ultimately lead to low adoption rate. But to the customer's defense, implementing these CRM solutions is really not that simple. Because the truth is, bad interfaces are hard to learn. If a CRM solution is notoriously complex and is just, a cluster mess, then it's going to make training really hard for salespeople. They'd have to take multiple refresher courses to even pass the test, and these costs will add on, which prolongs the onboarding period, which is again already long enough. Let's say a customer is promised a onboarding period of 6 months, then the complexity of the software, which makes training and data migration and setting up of integrations more harder, which will also add another month to that timeline. And by that time, salespeople will just grow exhausted and they just want to get it over with. And that kind of attitude will lead to poor adoption rate right from the get-go. And this is one of the main reasons why some customers who are tied to CRM contracts refuse to migrate despite knowing better. Because the idea of moving their entire business into a new CRM solution and having to go through that same implementation phase all over again is just overwhelming to straight up avoid. Now, this is where Canvas comes in as an ambitious solution to tackle the challenges that we just talked about. Canvas is where data meets design. It's like Photoshop for databases, but it's much more nuanced than that. Now, the definition. Canvas is a design studio that's built right into the product. It's not an extension, it's not an add-on. Partners of Zoho CRM know that we don't charge for brand new features like that. It's a native part of the solution. Here, customers can redesign the user interface of Zoho CRM and make it tailor-fit for their preferences, their business requirements, their sales culture, and more. Let me show you. This is a regular experience. This is the standard layout of a contact in Zoho CRM, which you might know. I like to call this the vanilla view because there's nothing particularly wrong with the flavor vanilla. It's just basic. It's not as exciting or rich as the Canvas experience, which brings a whole lot of variety of flavors to the table for customers to choose from. This is the same contact you saw in the previous slide, reimagined with Canvas. And this is a view that's probably more relevant and more pleasant for a salesperson to work with. Now, the idea of redesigning the user interface of a product might sound advanced. One might assume that a bunch of developers need to take this up as a project for a couple of months, but that's actually not the case. Canvas is a fully no-code platform. Anybody can create a Canvas view with just a few mouse clicks. Perhaps the only prerequisite is that they have a good taste, because everything you need on a CRM view would be listed on a panel to the left, and all you have to do is just drag and drop them onto the blank canvas. It is as simple as I make it sound. Canvas also comes with a wide range of formatting options, so much so that every time you use the Canvas builder, you just might end up creating something radically new. Even the little things like the radius of a button, the alignment of fields, the icons used, and more can be redesigned using Canvas. Because it's those little details that separate an amateur work from a masterpiece. Canvas is our ambitious step in our journey to create user experience autonomy. We are essentially giving the control to our customers so that they can be the master of the experience that they derive from using Zoho CRM. For starters, templates. Canvas comes preloaded with templates that our in-house designers created. If customers are looking for inspiration, they can pick one of these and dive right in. And this is important because creating a screen that's more legible and less in clutter like this one goes a long way in helping salespeople to learn and get trained with. This obviously reduces the cost and time associated with the implementation period. And as we discussed in the challenge slide, if the implementation is done right, then the adoption rate will obviously shoot up because customers will now have full control over what data appears on their screen, where it appears, and how it appears. This gives them the power to feature the most important data that salespeople work with regularly, and they can take it up and feature it more prominently at the top with bright colors. This makes it incredibly easier for salespeople to locate the data that they're looking for without having to scroll and search for it in an endless list. And this is particularly useful for salespeople who have a muscle memory to know and locate the data within just a glance in the middle of a phone call. And Canvas helps them do that. And since critical information is just laid out nicely on the screen and packaged neatly for them, salespeople would feel more compelled to fill the data in. This eliminates the empty database problems that most CRM solutions have, and it also helps the AI and BI functionalities, which rely on healthy usage stats and healthy data sets to function better. We understand that every business is different and every industry is different and every team working in a particular organization is different and so on. With Canvas, we hope that we get to empower our customers to create a relevant and contextual experience to every single person in their organization. And of course, Canvas views can also be shared over portals. In today's world, sales is a very collaborative job. Multiple parties need to be involved in multiple stages of a deal. And this is a product listing that's made to look just like something off of Amazon. And when a salesperson shares this with their customers, they'll have a very familiar experience. And that's one step closer towards sealing the deal. So with Canvas, we are not just creating better experiences for our customers, but also for their customers as well. And that's our mission, to empower our customers to create a highly personalized Zoho CRM instance, which delivers better employee experiences, who in turn make the most out of Zoho CRM. Thank you.